Hello, everyone, all my retail friends. I'm so excited to be here today with you all. I'm on the Eastern Standard time zone, so it's 1 o'clock, it's afternoon, and it's super sunny and beautiful here in North Carolina. I hope that you know that today is going to be extraordinarily special. I might even say something magical is about to happen because today's conversation is going to be a game changer for your marketing organization and how you feel about marketing. I want to ask you a couple of things. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe overworked, maybe slightly over marketing because it's just been so stressful, you feel burnt out when it comes to your marketing, then you're in the right place. If you're an overachiever, raising my hand with 37 tabs open. And honestly, Indy can show you. I actually had like 37 tabs open when we hopped on this presentation. A cold cup of coffee, maybe a never ending amount of checklists, because I am a checklist queen over here. I call them the shoulds, all the shoulds that I should be doing. You are not alone. We are here today to talk about that, to help you through it. I know that you're doing all the things you are supposed to do, but your marketing still feels a little chaotic. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today: how to get organized, gain control, and really harness your marketing to be more simple, more focused, and more powerful for your business. And I really want you to think about this, the way that we're going to organize the marketing, your marketing today with the Marketing Binder Bootcamp course is going to be, it's going to change your marketing forever. And I say that with a lot of like, I feel this in my bones because I've seen it happen with my clients. I've seen their marketing become so focused and garner them such great results that this simple tool can really change everything for you. So the Marketing Binder Bootcamp is available on Brilliance, Retail Brilliance. It's a course that we created, I don't know, probably a couple of years ago now. And I'm so excited to talk to you about it today. While we wait a couple more minutes for everyone to kind of hop on, I'd love for you to share in the chat, what kind of business do you have and what is your biggest marketing challenge right now? It's always fun to see what kind of magical businesses you guys are all building. And then I'm going to hop on here as well and get on the live so I can see your comments. You guys are all building. And I'm going to hop on here as well. Well, everyone's hopping on. Just let me know where you're coming from, or what business you kind of have, and what kind of marketing challenges you're having right now. I would love to hear that from you. I still can't believe it's November. Like, how did that happen? We got into November, and like the holidays are right around the corner, and retail business is booming right now. It's starting to ramp up for you guys. Um, I'm hoping you're all prepared, but this particular course will help you be even more prepared for the holiday season and for 2026. This is the perfect time to get more organized, to get more control, to get to harness that magic for this season and for 2026, to set that intention for yourself. While we're doing that, I'm going to do like a brief introduction of myself while we're kind of waiting for everybody to hop on. Let's see if we got any answers here. Not quite yet. So I'm Beverly Cornell. I've been around the whiz bang retail brilliance communities for a few years now. I'm an author, I'm a podcaster. I'm also been called the fairy godmother of brand clarity, but I'm the founder of Wickedly Branded. And for over 25 years, almost 30, oh, can't believe it, I have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs and retailers and service-based businesses really get organized, find clarity, confidence, and momentum with their marketing. If you've ever felt you're juggling 5,000 things like promotions and events and your social media and your campaigns and your budgets and your analytics and all those things, this 100% is the session for you. So today we're going to simplify all of that chaos, like it's really going to happen, sprinkle in a little bit of strategy, and help you finally feel clear, confident, and in control of your marketing. Oh, Sarah says they have a farm supply store, also pet, lawn garden, canning, hardware, wild bird. Oh my goodness, you do everything, Sarah. And the marketing challenge is just getting it done. Ooh, I feel that, just getting it done. I say all the time that consistency and persistency is the magic of momentum and really building on your brand promise and showing people who they are, who you are, and how you can help them. So that is a huge one. Just simply getting it done is huge, and being accountable, because I'm assuming, Sarah, what happens is you end up getting pulled in 10,000 different directions because you have to be on the floor, you have to be the manager, you have to do your numbers, you have to call the accountant, you have to do the legal stuff. I mean, it just becomes a lot, right? Oh, Toby Bella's store and pet treat bakery. Time. I'm gonna save you time today. I'm so excited to talk about that. And the dogs meow. We're a local pet supply store. I run the social media accounts. I would say the hardest part is planning new ideas and being organized with all the creation apps. Oh my gosh, all the apps, all the tactics and tools that are out there today. So hard. I will say this: when we work with a client, we typically say focus on one social media tool at a time and own it, master it. But depending on where your particular niche is and where your community is, that's where you need to be. But it's so hard. I agree. So hard to be everywhere. Sarah's like, yes, I love that so much. Okay, so we're gonna get organized today. We're gonna get more control. We're gonna get some time back for you. All those things that you're talking about as challenges, that's all gonna happen today, especially if you buy the marketing boot camp course. So anyone who knows me, and I kind of talked about it earlier, anyone who knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of checklists. I love a good checklist. Color-coded binders and clear goals, those are the things that actually just I love, because for me, they bring a lot of clarity and focus to the tasks that I have to do and the marketing I have to do. I can't live without my project management system, and I can't live without those checklists. And I love, there's nothing more satisfying to me when you talk about getting things done, is clicking that I've done this particular task. So that makes me very happy. And it's so important when it comes to your marketing to have that accountability and have the checklist and have things organized in a central location. But I know, if we're all being honest, myself included, even when you love what you do and you love a good checklist, staying organized can be incredibly hard. And it can feel impossible on most days because you have so many people wanting your time and your energy and needing you to do the things. But I believe if you want to grow and scale and all those things, that you need to get organized so that it frees up some mental space and creativity and time to be able to focus on other things, but also give you great intention with your marketing in ways you never had before. So for most of us, if you're a 1 or 2 person powerhouse, because you are a powerhouse, you're pulled in a dozen different directions, right? So this marketing binder bootcamp is going to build a system that keeps your marketing clear and consistent, align your team or your brain, because sometimes our brains are all over the place, right? So that everyone's on the same page every single month, and grow strategically in ways you didn't even know was possible, with some calm, wouldn't that be nice, and confidence. This is about giving your marketing a home, a place where all your goals, all your plans, all your activities, your vision, and your magic come together in a really organized way. So I want you to share in the chat, what have you tried in the past to get organized with your marketing? What are some of the things that you've done in the past to get organized? How do you organize your marketing right now? And while you're doing that, I'm going to tell a story of 2 different stores and their experiences with being organized. So first, I want you to meet Sarah. Sarah, this is not you, just so you know, because we've changed the names of the stores to protect the innocent. So we've met. First, I want to talk about Sarah. She's the owner of Paws and Treats, a fake store name, a small supply shop who is doing okay. Like, they're marginally growing. They're able to survive. They want to kind of grow, but they don't know how. But she knows that she needs more vendor support to grow, right? She knows that she needs some influx of maybe some vendor promotions and dollars to help support her marketing. So she heads to her big industry trade show, And she comes with like a few papers in her bag, but no real plan and a lot of hope because she was so busy before she left. She didn't have time to get things organized. So at the first booth that she goes to, right, the very first place, she sees a long line of people. She waits in line to talk to her particular rep. And when it's finally her turn, she digs through her bag, searching for those sales numbers about that particular brand on her phone. And the vendor rep is waiting politely, but impatiently as he looks at the line that's behind her, right? When she finally finds what she needs, when she finally gets those papers in hand, it's not really a complete picture. There's no clear ask that she's asking the vendor. There's no structure, and the rep smiles and thanks her and shakes her hand and moves on to the next person. And Sarah leaves the booth feeling let down and deflated, realizing she wasn't as prepared as she thought for that meeting. Now, the other side of it, I want you to think of Lisa. Lisa is the owner of Pet Haven, same trade show that she has, but a totally different story and kind of perspective based on having a marketing binder. Before the show, Lisa sets appointments with each of her key vendors. She walks in with a bright, organized marketing binder, her goals, her promotions, and all of her numbers in one singular place. She can quickly open it to that particular vendor. She greets the rep by name because she's made an appointment. She has her appointment list. She flips open her binder and she says, here's what we've achieved this quarter. And here's how we'd love to partner with you going forward. And this is how this will help us both grow. So what's in it for them? What's in it for you to make that happen? It's super clear, it's confident, and it's collaborative because the vendor also wants to grow, right? The vendor is so impressed and immediately agrees to sponsor her next event and offer some exclusive promotions and goodies for that event. Lisa leaves the booth feeling energized, knowing she doesn't just secure support from this particular vendor, she's actually building a real partnership and relationship with this rep. So let me ask you, which store owner are you and which one do you relate to the most? Sarah, who showed up unprepared, or Lisa, who walked in with clarity, confidence, and control? And how might having your own marketing binder change the way that you show up in your next big opportunity with your vendors or partners? So I'm going to go back and look at some of these answers here. Oh goodness, Word documents, charts and lists, which is great. Word and paper, lists. Yep, I'm a list maker myself. That is exactly what I do. But these lists, having them all together is wonderful. It really helps you get organized. So you're in the right place today, for sure. So I want to talk a little bit about the Pet Bistro. The Pet Bistro is a Whiz-Bang member. They're actually part of the mastermind group. They're one of our amazing clients. We work with them for about 13 years now, and we've seen them grow from a small retail location to 2 large retail locations, to a delivery van service, to an e-commerce store as well. And when they started, they were kind of messy. They weren't organized, which is typical for most stores. They're just trying to get things figured out, right? But as they grew, they had more promotions, they had more events, they had more team members to keep everyone in the loop, and the more vendors and partners to manage for the both locations and the e-commerce store and everything. So as you grow, you need to have more of these things as part of a system and a place to keep everything. The binder, we created this binder for them specifically just to keep everything organized and to help their teams and us be able to plan and prepare as they were growing. And the binder became this go-to tool that really became a home for everything marketing for us and for them. It was sales data, event schedules, team communications, marketing reach, inventory needs, staffing needs, vendor partnerships. And when they went to their big global trade show that they have called Global, it's the largest pet trade show event in the world. You probably all know this since you're in the pet food area. And they were so organized and confident and clear with their sales numbers, with what they wanted to do for growth, and what the asks were of the vendors with this, the result was over $100,000. $100,000 in sponsorship when they opened their second store. So for the actual grand opening, and then the entire year, that first year that they're open, to help drive traffic, give them additional marketing funds, additional promotions and contests to really keep the momentum going after their grand opening. But the best part wasn't just the money. That was like great, right? It was the confidence and the clarity they gained from having a system that finally made marketing simpler and manageable for them as they were growing. So just imagine that same kind of organization and calm in your business. Share in the comments how that would feel for you and your business, having more calm and confidence, and maybe some additional money to help market the brands that are doing really well in your store, or brands that need to do better in your store. Okay, I'm gonna go back and look at some of these comments. We love the Pet Bistro. They're a fabulous part of the Brilliant Lisbon community. They are awesome. I love working with them. They're one of my favorite clients for sure. They're so fun. So for those that are just coming in here, how would you feel having more calm and confidence? How would it be? Would it be nice for you to have that? Is it something that you've ever had? What would it feel like for you? Okay, so I want to get super, super, super real for a second. Why should you even consider a marketing binder for your business? Like, you have enough things to do. This isn't one more thing you need to do. But if you're running a retail store or service-based business, your marketing has a ton of moving parts. And between the social media, the events, the vendor relationships, the campaigns, the budgets, the team, the inventory, everything is all living in different places. And when that information is scattered, it's almost impossible for anyone, even the sharpest person. I like to think that I'm pretty detail oriented, and it's still hard to keep things organized that way, especially if you have a team and you're trying to scale and let go of some things and delegate, for them to stay on top of things, right? It's just a lot to do. So that marketing binder pulls it all together into one clear, organized system, which becomes your home base for all of your marketing activities. According to CoSchedule, you can see here this amazing statistic, and I just want to really call it out because it could be a deal breaker for your success. If you document your marketing strategy, you are 313% more likely to succeed than those that don't. And I have seen it personally with our clients, those that do the strategy and the planning, those that have intention and marketing and consistency and persistency, are far more successful and far more sustainable than those that don't. Because when you have a plan, you stay focused. Your team stays aligned because they know what they're supposed to do, and they're more accountable for the things you need them to do. You can communicate more confidently with your vendors and your partners, and you know exactly what is working and what needs to shift. How much time do you think you'd save every single week if everything in your marketing, your campaigns, your calendar, your communications were all in one singular place? How much time do you spend every single week looking for that thing, trying to figure out what happened last year, looking at that thing for the vendor, trying to see what the goal is? How much time do you spend trying to do all that every week? Drop your best guess in the chat. I'd love to hear how much time, because I know one of you said the time really mattered, right? Time was the thing that you really wanted to have more of. I think that was, yeah, Toby and Bella's wanted to have that. So if time's a thing, how much time are you spending on collecting and every single week or every month to pull this all together so that you can plan and review going forward? while you're answering there, I wanted to kind of show you what's inside the binder. So this is where you can so there's a ton of templates in the marketing binder course. I think the value of those templates is well over $200. There's all you have to do is literally fill them out, put them in the binder, and you're good to go. It could be as simple as that. But this is a place where you can keep your marketing plans. So if you already have them, great. If not, we give you a step-by-step on how to do a marketing plan. But this is where your big picture vision lives, your goals, your seasonal campaigns, your roadmap that really keeps you and your marketing aligned from month to month and year to year and quarter to quarter and all the things that really matter. So you stay focused and accountable. It keeps your calendars. So your calendar is really what is like the heartbeat of what's happening every day in the store, right? So this is where your promotions and your events and your campaigns all come together. So you know exactly what's happening and what's coming and when, so that you can staff appropriately and you can order inventory if needed, or even that vendor partner, make sure that you have anything you need for a specific promotion that you have agreed upon. This is where you keep your budgeting information, that section where it shows like where you're investing your marketing dollars and where money is spent. Because if you don't keep track of it, it can go away really, really fast. And money is a form of energy. And when you give it clear direction and a clear process and system, it flows where it makes the biggest impact. And I know that retailers don't have money growing on trees and that every dollar matters, and keeping it all kind of together in this place really helps it flow to the best place that makes the most impact for your business. This is where you can track your campaigns, you can monitor what's performing, what's not, and tweak accordingly. We've used this a lot for our clients. So we'll like do a debrief on an event, put it in the marketing binder. So next year we remember what happened so we can make changes, because it's hard to remember the next year. Like we debrief like the same day if we can, and then remember for next year what we need to do differently so that it's a better and better campaign and event always. And when all these things kind of live in one place, it's way easier to stay focused, make smarter moves for your business. I think even to make faster moves for your business and keep everyone on the same page. So it's not all living in your head, and you can delegate and maybe relax a bit more than you have, or do the things that you need to do that you don't have the time for now. Plus, it shows your vendors and your partners, the people who are able to give you a boost or an infusion of some cash or product, lets them know that you mean business. Just like what the Pop Bistro did at Global. It shows that you're serious, because I can promise you, because I've seen it, I've been at Global, that no one else is showing up with a binder and asks and telling them like what their performance is and things like that. That's not happening. So you will differentiate yourself very quickly if you're doing this. Let me a second here. Let me look at the comments to see what's going on here. What do we have here? Anything going on the chat? It would mean peace and most of all growth, scalability. Absolutely. In 4 hours, if you could have 4 hours back in a week, gosh, what could you do with that 4 hours? That would be amazing. Peace and growth, all those things, and time. Who doesn't want more peace, growth, and time? I mean, like, I love that idea. So Sarah, yes, for sure. That is huge. Peace, growth, and time. So here I have some examples. The very first example over here is our calendar. It's what we use. We're a service-based business. We're not a retailer, but we also use a calendar. And what we've done is we use some color coding and how we organize our content to see what's going to be for where. But we use a 50-30-20 rule for our content. This is our social media content specifically. 50% growth content, the posts that attract new customers and expand your reach. 30% positioning content, the stories, education, insights that build your authority. And then 20% content for conversion, calls to action, and then turn your clients into paying customers. That's what works for our service-based business. And we have that all laid out. And we even have like our podcast episodes when they come out and things like that. So we have everything laid out there. We like to keep things full and fun and magical and balanced. And so this helps us really stay focused for our particular content. So this is one example of what you could put as your calendar in the marketing binder. Here is the Pet Bistros. This is an internal facing document. It is it's their calendar for all the things that are happening. It's if they have bounce backs, if they have a specific holiday they're going to do something fun with. It is if there's a holiday, everything's on this calendar so the team can go through that in their team meetings, and it can go on the whiteboard in the back room, so every day when they come in they can see what's happening for the month. And then this last one over here is for Camp Bow Wow. This is a client facing calendar that says all the enrichments that the particular this client does every day with the dogs, so that we can, if you look at the highlighted days, for example, we do specific flyers. Like this just controls, and we know everybody knows what's happening, and the clients and customers know what's happening. So you can do internal documents for just like social media. You can do all your campaigns and everything onto one page, and you can do a client facing one as well. They do not have to be this cute or colorful. If it's client facing, yes, maybe, but it can work for you. It doesn't have to be something that's just overdone. It's just really what works for you and how creative you are. It can be very, very simple. And when I say simple, I mean simple, because some of our clients just use Google Calendar. They just put everything on a Google Calendar, and they have their Google Calendar link, and then they just use Google Sheets to put everything down in. So, or you can use a combination of both. Do the calendar, have links, whatever works for you. But this is just two options of what and how you can use your marketing binder and what can be included in that. And all these examples, all these things that I'm putting in here, we have sheets and we have ideas in the marketing binder bootcamp for every single section, kind of like this. So another thing you can put in your marketing binder calendar, we've talked about budgets and like numbers, is in this particular section for the Pet Bistro, for example. This is like a favorite section, because this is what got them the dollars from the vendors. Is you can track all your products and how they're doing, especially if you want specific partnerships with specific brands and vendors and reps. Then you can create like actually little mini like case studies of what's worked, how much you've grown, how much you want to grow together. And it's incredibly useful to have this visual when you're talking to your rep and show that you mean business. Imagine walking into that meeting with this in your back pocket and really saying, okay, so this is what we've done. How can we grow together? We have this and this event coming, because you have your calendars. This is what's coming. Would you like to sponsor this event or give us some product for this event, and be specific in your asks as well. This is where you become extremely organized, but also extremely influential in the growth of your company, your business, because now you're being specific and you're leading the business from data that you know works. And it's incredibly powerful. So you can also put these kinds of things in your binder. Let's see here. Where am I? The other thing that we put into binders is like results from campaigns or different events that we've done. So we this particular one was about how to build a healthier bowl, essentially. And we talked about the results of that particular thing on like a Saturday for a couple, 3 hours. We did a build a better bowl kind of campaign, and what the results were, so that when we go to vendors, we can say, this is what we do that works. We want to use one of your products in this promotion. What can you do for us? Can you give us a coupon? Can you give us some free product for those demonstrations? And be really specific about the results, what happens when we do that. So you can put those results in there as well. Is there anything else that is going on in here? Okay, perfect. Nothing else going on in there. Are these giving you guys good ideas? Is this making sense, that you're, what kind of things you have that you can put in this binder that will keep you more organized and help you simplify what's happening for you? So one thing that I think most people don't realize is the binder can be digital too. It doesn't have to be like a physical binder. Like I have a physical binder and mine is sparkly, and oops, I don't know what happened. I guess it's ripped. Sparkly, and it's ours and has different things for us in here. This is ours, but it doesn't have to be digital. It can actually, it doesn't have to be physical. It can be digital. You can have a Google Drive folder. You can actually print it and have QR codes go to specific links for your reports and things like that, so that it can still live digitally. You don't have to like print everything out if you want to save paper. And it also makes this accessible to any of your locations. For example, even when you're traveling or you're working from home, this can all help benefit you and make it, everything's in the cloud essentially then, so it can go with you everywhere. And then when you go to a meeting, you might want to print out some specifics, but if you have Wi-Fi at the meeting, you can just pull it up and have it. So you can have it be digital as well, or you can be a combination of both. And like I said, have some papers with some digital QR codes or links to those particular things, so you can get to that information when you need it for those meetings. Because I think the thing is that really you just want structure. Structure and where things live, how they exist, and you can create, when you do a Google Drive document or folder, you can like say, okay, plan, and then you can say reports, you can say budget, you can say campaigns, you can say, like, you can put your folders in there as if they're tabs. So you can do the same thing there. And even the documents that I give you in the course, so the templates, you can fill those out and put them into your Google Drive folder as well, and that can stay organized. Or you can simply print them and have them ready to go as you go forward with the binder. So I think one of the biggest benefits of having a marketing binder is with the team. It's huge. When you have your team on the same page, when everyone knows what's happening, when it's happening, and who's accountable for that particular marketing activity or report or inventory order, or maybe it's like stuffing bags or whatever the case is to get ready for your events or your promotions or your campaigns, there's less confusion, fewer surprises, and no last minute scrambling, or very minimal last minute scrambling. That's an opportunity for you to add a note in your debrief and make it better for next year as well. And really, the clients who've done this marketing binder, this has become a system. It's become their go-to hub for everything. Coordinating the events, the promotions, the sales numbers, the vendor relationships. And again, they have 2 brick and mortar stores, they have an e-commerce store, and they have a local delivery service. And having all the structure in place doesn't just make things easier for us, as the marketers, but it's made their marketing in store work way easier and run like magic for them. And whether you have one location or multiple locations, your marketing binder can help your team stay aligned, can help you stay aligned and focused and far more confident in your plans and what you're doing. And when you have clarity and you have confidence in what's going to happen, everything else flows far more smoothly. When you're clear and you're confident, everything kind of just is easier and simpler and more focused. And it becomes, dare I say, more fun and actually enjoyable because there is a system behind it. I love marketing, so I think it always is fun. But sometimes my retail clients and my service-based clients don't really like marketing. So I have to say that in the sense of, dare it become more fun for you? It just becomes easier. It's a deep breath, a sigh of relief, as opposed to you pulling your hair out every single month when you're trying to figure this stuff out. So really, now that you've seen the power of the marketing binder and what it can do for your business, I think this is amazing. Retail Brilliance wants to do a special for you specifically. So I'm so excited to share that they're going to offer 25% off for the next 3 days, just 3 days. So you're going to want to grab your marketing binder bootcamp course as soon as possible. Don't delay, because I don't want you to get distracted and forget to do it because you are going to get busy with something else. But this course really does. It walks you through step by step on how to build your customized marketing binder, from setting it up, the supplies that you need, setting it up, organizing your materials, the templates that you might need if you're missing some things, and creating systems that actually will be easy to stick to. Tracking for your marketing so that you can see what's working and what's not working, and all the things that will help you be more consistent with your marketing. I know Indy was going to share the link in the chat. So all you have to do is click on the link specifically in the chat, and they'll take you straight to the discounted course page on Brilliance, where you can get that 25% off. So you can keep doing what you've always done and expect different results. Whatever your system has been up to now, you can keep doing that and keep plugging along if that makes sense for you. Or if you're ready to stop feeling really scattered and start feeling more strategic and clear and confident in your marketing, then this is your moment. This is the time. This is the action you need to take, the next best step for you to get clarity around your marketing. So this is really the time in the presentation where you can ask questions, where if you're wondering what's in the binder, how it might help your particular business, you can definitely leave me a question in the chat. Indy will help me organize that. I do have access to chat here, Indy, so I can kind of see as they come up, but I do have a couple of questions, common questions that I get all the time. And that one is, how do you keep the binder up to date and make sure that my team uses it regularly? Like, how do we do that? So once you take the course and you have your binder completely set up, I suggest making an intentional date on your calendar of 1 to 2 hours. It might be 2 hours in the beginning because you're just starting to do it, and it might get more efficient as you do it. Every single month, to have a marketing meeting with yourself or with your team, and put it on the calendar. Like I said, make it very intentional. It's sacred time that you make sure you spend every single month. Review the past month's activities that are in your binder, right? Or create them and put them in the binder, so you're constantly updating that. And then what you're going to do for the next month, and put that in there as well, and who's going to do what and what you're going to need, as far as staffing and inventory and content, etc., so that you are more prepared and planned for what's coming. And then you also can see what's worked in the past. So that intentional 1 to 2 hours, that marketing meeting with yourself, can be incredibly powerful. So make sure you do that on a regular basis so that it doesn't just get pushed off to the side again, because that's typically what happens with our clients. They, up until the time they work with us, is I'll get to it, and they never really get to it. And then the second question we always get is, what if I'm not a tech person? Can I still use the system? Absolutely. We've included a ton of downloads, these templates in the course, that all you have to do is print it, fill it out. If you don't want to type it, you can type it, or you can print it and fill it out. Just three ring punch it and put it in a binder, and you'll be far more organized than you've ever been. So it doesn't have to be super complicated. It can be as simple as you want, or as layered as you want, depending on how your business runs. Just follow the course and you'll be way more organized, for sure. Again, those templates that we've created, I think we sell like individually in some of our downloads and stuff for over $200. So just in the downloads, not the actual binder course itself, you're getting a great value of that $200. Let me see here if there's any questions. So if there's any questions, I see that Indy put in the link, which is great. What is one thing that you think the marketing binder will do for you based on this presentation that could help you in your business? What is one area that you hadn't thought of, maybe with some of the tips and tricks that I gave you today? What can you do? It's just in the live today that could maybe give you some good ideas on how to improve your marketing and make it less chaotic. I'd love for you to share that as well. So I feel like the marketing binder was like a game changer when we started doing that for the Pop Bistro, and started doing that for other clients, and really creating that strategy and looking at that every month, and really looking at what we're doing and how we can improve. We have improved our systems in I mean, like, almost to the point of like, they are like clockwork. It's so good. And it's just, I'm so proud of the marketing binders for our clients and what they show that what we do on a regular basis. It's very actionable, super easy to follow. And anytime we want to have a question about something, just go back to that and look at that. Oh, Sarah says we've never asked vendors for marketing support before. We're going to start. Yeah. I do know that budgets have gotten a little tighter lately, especially in the pet space. But yes, I mean, it's a no unless you ask, right? And if you show that you're growing, if you show that there's benefit and power in your partnership, more often than not, they'll try to do something for you, which will give you maybe something to give away or product for the store or some samples or something. If not like goodie bags or bundles to like raffle off or something, usually they'll give you something if you ask. So being prepared and asking that. And then, asking for meetings. I mean, like, okay, do you have marketing dollars? What does that look like for your business? Let's chat about that. We have these things coming. What can we do together to support you and to support us and to help grow new clients and to get more people on your brand? And it's kind of a no-brainer for those reps, but not a lot of people ask, and not a lot of people are that organized. So yes, I'm so glad you're going to start that. That's amazing. With that being said, I just want to say thank you. This has been great. I love talking about the marketing binder bootcamp and all the things and the client wins that have happened because of the binder. I really want to thank you all for joining us today. If you want to connect with us at any point, we're at Wickedly Branded on all the social medias. You can go to wickedlybranded.com and learn tons more about marketing tips and different things. And even on the podcast, it's Wickedly Branded as well. All kinds of free tips and tricks there as well. But don't miss this particular chance to turn your magical results, to turn your marketing into a system that gives you more growth, more time, more freedom, more consistency and persistency to grow and scale your business. This is the time to do it. End of year, before it gets really crazy, and before the new year. Like, this new year could be totally different for you if you're organized. 313%. Don't forget that number. So don't miss this chance to save 25% for the next 3 days. I'm so glad you came today. Thank you so much. And I hope your marketing is far more magical with the Marketing Binder Bootcamp course.